Hey guys, welcome back to Good Speed. In this episode, we're going to be cutting the floor and running gear out from under this Renault Dauphine so we can get the body prepped to put on this 1994 Mazda Miata chassis. Let's do it. So first things first, we got to weld these braces inside of the interior of the body. So from, corner to corner, side to side, I'm going to probably do 3 braces. This is so that once we cut the floor out, the body doesn't flex to where things don't fit back up once we're welding it onto the Miata chassis. So things like the door gaps and all that stuff. We're just gonna put basically 4 tacks, maybe 5 tacks on each edge, just to keep it steady and not flex. Yeah, let's get these in. As you can see, we have Bluetooth floors here, so we're doing as much as we can to preserve what's left of this car. And just like that, it's gonna just sit right where it needs to be. You got to be real careful around glass when you're welding, because the spatter, especially from this flux core, if it contacts the glass, it puts little pits in the glass. All right, so I got my braces welded in. And then I got my last brace welded in there, and I've got it up to the firewall up there. All right, also I have started doing some marking, just general marking here. I did some measuring, and on the Miata, strut to strut on center is about 38 inches, and that's well within our width here. So I'm gonna cut across on this line here. And this line represents basically the top of the frame rail on the inside. So that frame rail right there, similar to over here, we're gonna cut right above the top of it because we want the body to lift off the chassis. I was gonna cut out where the strut tower would be on the Miata, but I decided to just cut across from the inside, of course. Reason being, the Miata is also going to sit outside of the wheel well, like the struts are going to sit outside of the wheel well, similar to how the Renault is. So I wanted to be able to cut out more than I needed, so that we can, once we lift the body and put it on the Miata, we'll be able to see exactly where it needs to be. And it might just work out that we don't even need to have a cutout for the struts themselves. So I'm going to leave it like that for now. I did go ahead and start cutting on the front here after marking it. All right, so you can use any cutting tool you want, but what I do is I use a combination of a grinding or a cutoff disc and the Sawzall. The Sawzall is not as messy, but it's also harder to maneuver. The issue with the grinding disc is it fades away so fast that once you, because this is a new disc, like not that long ago. I think I probably did maybe 6 or 7 cuts on it, not even much. I just changed it 10 minutes ago. So what I do is I go in, I'll put my marks up, and then where I know that the Sawzall is gonna be struggling, I'll do a starter cut. So I'll go in, do a cut here, and then do another cut here with the cutoff wheel. Do another cut here, because I know that when I get to this point here, I'm gonna need to start again with the Sawzall. So I'll give it kind of a head start there. But yeah, so I've cut out this much of it all, and then I've cut out, and I've also cut out, so this is the inside of the wheel well here. and I'm going down the door pinch, and then similarly on the bottom where the pinch weld is, I'm cutting that out, and I've gone right up to that wheel well there, and I'm gonna do the same on the other side. This is a little bit tricky because this is where the air ducting would go, you know, to feed the stock engine. The radiator would sit, you know, right in there. So the ducting would kind of go, and I want to keep this feature. I think it makes the car look good. So I'm going to keep the actual ducting part with the body. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the inner wheel well here, right? So I'm going to cut out here all across up to there, and then you see just like that I made another starter cut. So that once, and I did this with the cutoff wheel too, and I'm following this inside, the inside of this reinforced, like it's kind of two pieces together. So it's the C-pillar piece plus the wheel well, you know, overlapped on each other. So I'm going on the inside of that because it's going to be easier for my Sawzall on my grinding disc. And then I made another starter because once I get up to this line here, you know, I'm going to have to try and get a cut with the Sawzall, which I won't be able to. So I just started this cut here, and then I'm going to go straight across to the other side of the wheel well and then come back down and just keep going. So I got a little bit ahead of y'all, sorry, but I did cut the back out. I took a level right across here and then just drew a line in Sharpie, as you can see, and then just cut it right across the top of the wheel hump on both sides. Then I came down all the way here and then cut straight across all the way to their front wheel well here. And then all the way down to this. This side was a little bit different just because of the battery compartment. The stock battery used to sit right here. But yeah, I cut off right where the front bumper kind of mounts with the frame rail. The reason I cut it down here on both sides like that is so that I could get a little piece of the frame rail, the stock frame rail, so that we can tie it into the front clip of the Miata itself once we're ready to mate the body with the chassis. Now I'm gonna start cutting across here to meet with our cut, because this is where I cut here on the body. So we're gonna cut across all the way to the other side so that only this half of the body comes with it. Not a single piece no more. God, bro, that's kind of scary. There's definitely no going back now. Damn, I'm nervous. Oh, wow. So I have two straps, and then in the middle I have another strap lifting it. The problem is my balance is off. Obviously the front is gonna be heavier just because there's really nothing in the back there. Here it's like headlights, hood, bumper. So my balance is off. But as you can see, we're pretty much clear of the car. We are pretty much clear of the car. The front is still too high or too low. I've got a jack here, kind of like trying to balance the scales here. But here's the thing. But here's the problem. I've maxed out on my reach, pretty much maxed out. Probably have another like 2 inches or so. And I was hoping to just either slide it this way out or to push the chassis out from under it. It's looking like that's gonna be a problem, really tricky to do. The front does hang too low. And there's a bunch of stuff, you know, touching basically. So like, yeah, it's 7:30 right now. I've been working since 10 a.m. 7:30 right now. I've been working since 10 a.m. I'm tired, and I was hoping that this was gonna be an easy job. That's why I did it. It was in the last like 30 minutes or whatever. But it's looking like it's not. So we're gonna keep at it. I'm gonna try to lift this a bit higher. I wish there was two people, because somebody could pump this while somebody else pumps this at the same time. It's also leaning. If you can tell, it's like higher on this side than it is on the other side. So that is a problem. But we are resilient and we shall overcome. All right, guys, it's almost fully free. The balance is better. I moved my straps closer to the front. The balance is a little bit better. I'm still having to jack the front up, but I forgot to disconnect the steering column. I think what happened was I couldn't find the bolts. Like, it doesn't have a nut. It's kind of riveted on for some reason. So I'm just gonna cut it out. I'm not gonna use it anyways, so it is what it is. It's literally just hanging up the whole front. So I think maybe if I pop that, the whole front end might lift up. I don't know. We'll see. Here we go. The opposite happened, but we're still in a good spot. chassis out. Body's left. I jammed my finger twice trying to get those wheels to turn. They're easy, it's just, you know, it's the end of the day. You're frustrated. Frustrated because I'm tired, not because of the work we've done. We've done really good work today, guys. Yeah. So we'll probably catch you tomorrow. And I'll be putting this body on the miata. Yeah! Alright guys, so it's almost time to put the body onto the Miata chassis. I just want to show you what I did so far. So I did eventually cut out the wheel well a bit wider. Took some rough measurements and then kind of matched it to the other side there. I went underneath here and I knew that we're gonna have to cut these rockers out eventually. So what I went and did was cut the insides out so that once we put it on the body, then all we have to do is cut from the outside and not have to lift the body up, or at least, you know, possibly not have to lift the body up to get, you know, these rockers off. So I cut both sides out. I think the only thing left is to cut the rear wheel wells straight because of the way that the Miata itself is shaped. It's really flat. It's got a little flat perch for where the body meets. And I think it's gonna sit, the inside of the wheel well is gonna sit around here, which is on a frame rail, which is kind of good, because it used to be on a frame rail before, but we're gonna have to cut these somewhat straight. I think probably right across there and down. All right guys, so I have done my very rough cut here. Just kind of made it flat, made it square-ish. I will now start on getting the body on, finally. So what's actually happening is right here where it turns in, it kind of tapers in on the body. It's catching on where the Miata is supposed to sit, or where the body's supposed to sit. So what I'm gonna have to do is lift the body off again and cut out at least 1/2 inch here, all the way down. Yeah, and I think also this has to be cut out even further. So I think what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna have to cut this pretty much right up to here, at least in line with the actual body, because this still has to go, the body still has to go back, or the chassis still has to go backwards, right? So this is our center tire, center wheel right here, and this is our center right here, and our wheel is way off. We're probably about 17 centimeters off. So yeah, we're gonna have to move back. It is what it is. Thank you so much for making it this far in the video. I think we're at a good stopping point. 3 long, grueling days of cutting and grinding, sawzalls, sparks flying, everything. So we're at a good stopping point. In the next video, we will be mating these two. Holy matrimony right here. The body and the chassis will become one, rolling on one chassis in the next video. So stay tuned right here on Good Speed. Peace.